Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of What Ted Says, where it's always time to get a fatter wallet and a bigger net worth. That's my theme in here. I'm trying to help you and your family. I'm trying to help you figure out how you can keep more of what you make and get what you have and get it to work harder. But there's a real problem today, and it's sort of my topic here, around 5 reasons people can't stop spending. Listen to me. Stop spending. Now, why is this happening, and why aren't you stopping spending, and why do you need to? I mentioned this in other What Ted Says videos, but job openings are the big one right now. When people feel flush with cash and they know they can make more cash, they spend money. There's roughly 9.6 million jobs that are out there right now, close to 10 million jobs, and I do not see it slowing down at all. Job openings have increased in professional businesses and services. They've increased in finance and insurance and blue-collar jobs. Gosh, if you're a technician or a welder or a plumber, you can do any of those things. It is jobs galore right now. We need to get those blue-collar jobs back into the high schools. I'm telling you that. Like, we need to train vocation in high schools. So many jobs that are out there. And, of course, our federal government keeps growing. So we're spending more money right now because we know we can go to work. What am I telling you? Stop spending. I'd say stop effing spending, but I'm not going to curse on the video today. I'm not going to do that. So the second thing that's happening is a lot of people out there have been playing with house money. The pandemic was bad in so many ways, obviously with what happened with tragic deaths around the globe. But when it comes to money, here's the very simple thing. When you hand money into people's hands, they generally don't really think about doing anything but spending it. They don't think about saving it. And as we have seen, as people got these checks in their hands, they spent and spent and spent. And as money was cheap, that 3% interest rate, people borrowed money, they leveraged up their homes right now. And even though we have people that are locked into really great mortgages, they had tons and tons of extra cash. That's why we've seen sporting events, concerts events, movie tickets, everything that's possible in terms of travel, entertainment, or destination places, they have gone up. Collectively, Americans have pocketed $280 billion. That's a B from tapping the equity in their home. So when I say playing with house money, it isn't just the pandemic money. People got huge equity in their home, and that gave people a piggy bank to go into, and people smacked open that piggy bank for $280 billion, and they're using that money right now. They called it cash out refis, and it is crushing people right now because you felt flush with money, not thinking about you having to pay it back. It's going to be problematic as those home equity lines of credit rates are getting higher. What did the United States do? Uncle Sam, we want you? No, not the slogan. In God we trust? No, not the slogan. Don't worry, we'll print more money? That's the slogan. Americans just realized this. Over the last 4 to 5 years, the government has printed in the nature of $13 trillion, or they will print $13 trillion. 5 alone just came from the pandemic. And so when you print that kind of money, people often say, when is the spending going to stop? Now, I'm telling you to stop it. But one of the reasons it doesn't stop is there continues to be money pushed into the economy. This is one of the challenges, by the way, when people say raise interest rates will lower inflation. Inflation will not come down to 2% very quickly, in my view, because there's so much money that's out there. And that money has built up in excess savings accounts, money market accounts. There are banks that lend money to private equity companies. My point to you is that there's plenty of dry gunpowder left. So we printed lots and lots of money. Let me give you the one that's coming on the horizon here, why people can't stop spending money. It's always great when they say zero down, zero interest, get it today. That kind of commentary is something called buy now, pay later, BNPL. When I was a kid, it was called layaway plans, but you actually saved the money, the item was put in layaway, and then eventually you would get it. But financing today, boy, this has snowballed like crazy, especially amongst millennials and Generation Z. What are you going to do if you go to the store and somebody tells you, look, you can get this $300 item right now, There's going to be no money down, and if you pay us back over the next 3 months, there's going to be no interest. You feel like that's going to be easy. You make an impulsive decision, so you spend more money. But then when you have to go back, you're not instantaneously figuring out, how is that going to work out in my budget? Can I afford those monthly payments? And inevitably right now, there's a lot of people paying tons of interest on BNPL. And boy, it's super lucrative. Merchants are paying fintech companies roughly twice the amount that they pay in credit card fees to offer these sort of short-term loans to consumers. And consumers think that they're going to be able to pay this off, but they're not. You realize the average credit card, as I do this video right now, new ones are close to 30%. That means if you borrow $1,000, within 2.5 years, it's going to be $2,000. Don't do it. You don't need all that stuff. I know you think you do, but you don't. And by the way, bigger house just means that you get more stuff. And then there's this fifth one that I think has been pandemic-y, if I use that as a word, which is people have a new outlook on life. And you know what it's called? 2 words. I'm going to put it here. Who cares? Who cares about retirement? Who cares about what's going to happen next year? I'm in the experience economy, and I'm going to enjoy my money today. I'm actually a little sick and tired of hearing that, because I got to tell you something. You don't deserve to go to Italy or Greece, and you don't need to. Not now. When you can afford it, you should. But that's not the way it is today. 1 out of 5 weddings today are destination weddings. Do you really need your wedding in Croatia? Really? No, you don't need it in Croatia. Have it right down the street. It would be a lot cheaper for everybody. But people this year alone have spent $295 million on event tickets. That's alone in the first half of 2023. You know, when you're paying $1,000 to go see Taylor Swift, and nothing against Taylor, she's brilliant. Nothing against Beyonce or Bruce or anybody else, but $1,000 to go see a concert, you don't need to see it that bad. Not if it puts you in a debt, not if it turns your budget upside down, and not if it puts you in a situation where one day your only retirement is going to be Social Security. I'm telling you these tips because here are my simple takeaways. Number 1, perform plastic surgery. And what I mean by that is cut up all the credit cards except the 1 or 2 that you need. Number 2, use the 48-hour rule. It means whatever you're buying, concert tickets, Amazon, whatever it is, put it in the cart for 48 hours, and then 48 hours later, see if you really need it. And number 3, plan out your spending plan for the next 12 months and stick to it. Put in there what you can really afford given what you make, and making sure that you save money off the top and spend only that money. It is out of control right now. I worry about consumers, and thanks for watching my What Ted Says videos, because this is where you're going to get real, truthful advice, things that can help you get a fatter wallet and a bigger net worth. And it starts with this today. Tell yourself over the next month this: if you could just use cash for the entire month, that's all that you did, would you be able to make it? Okay, I know some places may not take cash, but if you could use cash just over the next month, could you make it? I want to hear your comments. Why do you think people are not stopping spending? What do you see amongst your friends and your parents and your family members and your siblings? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear it. I want to hear what videos you want me to do. Tell me what it is that you want me to talk about on here too. I will put together great stuff for you. Make sure to check out our how-to section in here, our should I section. Make sure you check out 1099s and business owners. We give you great information on the channel. Hopefully you can get a fatter wallet and a bigger net worth. That's this episode of What Ted Says.